Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce our English group. My name is Rivaldo Ferdi and my friend name is Muhammad Hidayat. We will present about getting to know harvest working oil palm plantation.
Palm oil cultivation technique consists of several activities, namely land clearing, palm oil cultivation, crop maintenance, and harvesting. One of the cultivation techniques that are very important in oil palm plantation is harvesting activities. These harvesting activities require special technique to get quality result. The main crop from palm oil is palm fruit in the form of bunches of fresh fruit. TBS is processed in the extract unit into semi-finished product in the form of palm oil and palm kernel oil, not only used to become vegetable oil. Palm oil can also be processed into varieties of advanced products with various uses.
Okay, before starting any further, we must first know what is harvesting. Okay, on to the next slide. We will know the harvesting first. Harvesting is the cutting of fruit bunches from trash up to transportation to the factory, which include the slaughtering activities of ripe fruit bunches, brondolan station, smell cutting, transportation of product to TPH or yield collection point in bahasa tempat pengumpulan hasil, and transportation of product to palm oil mills or PKS in bahasa pabrik kelapa sawit. And then, what is the purpose of palm oil harvest? The purpose of harvesting is to obtain optimal palm oil and palm core from fresh fruit bunches or TBS. And in the bahasa is tandan buah segar with standard free fatty acid or ALB in bahasa asam lemak bebas quality. Sulistyo 2010. The tools that must be prepared in harvest work are: number one, sickle with long handle in bahasa is agre. Number two, axe with long handle in bahasa dodos. Number three, hook iron in bahasa Ganju. Number four, wheelbarrow in bahasa Angkong. Number five, X in bahasa Kapa. Number six, rubbing stone in bahasa Batu Asa. And last, number seven, Gani Saks in bahasa Karunggoni. How to harvest and rotate the harvest. Number one, the smell that supports or in bahasa is songo, ripe fruit is cut. Number two, ripe bunch cut into stalks. Three, gondolan in the car is taken. Four, bunch are brought to the pickle market or in bahasa is pasar pikul. Then the brondolan on the dish is collected. Number 5. Pulpa arranged in the dead wicket and cut into 3 pieces. And last, when you're done, move on to the next tree. As for the harvest criteria we discussed, there are commonly used ripe harvest criteria based on the fractional level of the fruit, namely as follows. Looks in the table. Fraction 00 is nothing or black fruit. For the degree of maturity is very low. In 0, number of lost brontolan is 1 brontolan to 12 and 5% of the outer fruit, and degree of maturity is raw. And number 1, 12 and 5 to 25% of the outer fruit is brondol. Degree of maturity undercooked. And fraction number 2, 25 to 50% of the outer fruit is brondol and degree of maturity is mature 1. And fraction number 3, 50 up to 75% of the outer fruit is brondol. Degree of maturity is mature 2. And fraction number 4, 75 up to 100% outer fruit and degree of maturity is stroke mature 1. And the last fraction numbers is number 5, fruit in the fruit of the brontolan. Degree of maturity is stroke mature 2. Here's an example image of the fruit mentioned earlier. Number 1 is raw fruit, and number 2 ripe fruit, and number 3 overripe fruit. Okay, transportation of crops. Operational Standard Procedure or SOP in Bahasa that must be maintained at the time of TBS transportation to PKS. Among others, number 1, all TBS must be delivered on the day of harvesting. TBS shall not be installed in the field, handling and damage to the slightest fruit. Number 2, TBS is clean from fruit stalks, soil, rock, and other materials. Number 3, efficient intake of fruit into the truck with the slightest delay. And then the equipment required in the implementation of the harvest is as follows. Number 1, TBS transport truck with a capacity of 9 up to 10 tons. Number 2, strong scales for TBS collection from farmer. And number 3, machete or small axe to cut fruit stalk that are not cut by the harvester. And the last number, nets or stake. That's all we can present. Hopefully it will be useful. If you have any question, write them in the comments column. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.